Hi, Jennifer Coulson here with an update on three of the swallowtail kites that the Orleans Audubon Society is tracking. We are doing this work in partnership with the American Bird Conservancy, Avian Research and Conservation Institute, and International Paper. Two of the goals of the tracking project are to document swallowtail kite use of working forests and to promote bird-friendly forestry. The tracking device we use is powered by a battery, a solar panel, and sunlight. The unit relies on cell phone tower technology to relay the data to us. Let's start with the Abita Flatwoods female's tracks. It turns out she's a real creature of habit, for she used the same two wintering ranges in 2024-25 that she did in 2023-24. First, she stopped for a while in Mato Grosso. Then she reached her southernmost wintering range on December 23rd near the southern tip of Mato Grosso do Sul in Brazil. And she spent 5 weeks there. Then on January 28th, she embarked on her spring migration. She crossed the Andes Mountains on March 10th, south of Medellin, Colombia. On March 20th, she reached the northern shore of the Yucatan Peninsula and tested the waters by flying out about 9 miles into the Gulf. She probably encountered unfavorable winds and then returned to land. On the following day, she launched off from Quintana Roo, Mexico, and began her Trans-Gulf crossing. On March 22nd, she passed into Terrebonne Bay, just west of Timbalere Island, making landfall in Louisiana. Her Gulf crossing took about 33 hours. She arrived on her breeding grounds on March 24th and is nesting near the Abita Creek. Let's now take a look at the White Bluff male's tracks. Where he wintered or whether he was alive was a mystery for quite some time. This is because his transmitter stopped reporting during fall migration. His last known location was on August 31st near Limon, Costa Rica. His transmitter data uploads resumed 6.5 months later when he returned to North America. From the stored data, we know that he reached his overwintering range on November 5th. He spent 81 days in a remote part of northeastern Bolivia in a vast wild area of the Santa Cruz Department, where there aren't any cell phone towers. The Abita Flatwoods female, by comparison, traveled an additional 550 miles to reach her southernmost wintering range. The White Bluff male began his spring migration on January 25th. Here he is crossing the Andes near Cali, Colombia on March 4th. The White Bluff male's Gulf crossing went smoothly. He launched off from the Yucatan on March 14th and only took 17 hours to reach the U.S. He used the Trans-Gulf migration route, arriving in Louisiana over Marsh Island and West Cote Blanche Bay. On March 19th, he was back on his breeding territory, which encompasses a lot of working forest in Marion County, Mississippi. He's nesting in an older stand of planted pines. Unfortunately, we don't know the status of the Silver Creek juvenile female. Her fall migration was particularly late, about 2 months past the peak when most swallowtail kites leave the U.S. She started her southbound journey on September 25th after a cold front. The last report we have from her transmitter was on October 9th during fall migration, when she roosted near the Rio Cuiro in Atlantida, Honduras. We hope she's wintering out of cell tower range and that her transmitter will report again soon. Her spring migration could be considerably later than that of adult kites because juveniles often migrate later than adults. You may recall that she was rescued, but we didn't know her origin. We learned recently that she fell from a nest during a storm on the Bogachita State Park near Franklinton, Louisiana. Owen Edwards found her a few days later while hiking and delivered her to the LSU Veterinary School. That's it for now. Thanks for tuning in, and please check back for more swallowtail kite tracking updates from Orleans Audubon Society.